and welcome to Hexa Talk, Industry Refresher powered by Hexanica. I'm your host Kritika Jain, and today we have an interesting topic which is around technology in banking, keeping business on the backseat. And to discuss this, we have Yogesh Pandit, CEO and founder of Hexanica. Welcome, Yogesh.
Thank you.
So, speaking of the topic, the first question that comes in my mind is, are banks really taking a backseat or are leading the way when it comes to innovation? Embracing future technologies has definitely gained significant momentum across the banking and the financial sector. And distinctive technological solutions and an ability to rapidly adapt gives companies or banks a competitive advantage. They are kind of now developing and employing new technologies to move aggressively and strategically to disrupt rather than be disrupted. And with this, banks are definitely facing greater threats from rapid changes occurring in the technological systems applicable to financial services. So, what according to you are the main reasons for the failure in banks in terms of technology?
See, Kritika, first, very important topic because banks are struggling to find revenue. In order to find revenue, nowadays dependency on technology and data and is very important. And to do that, primarily there's a dependency on people. And when I say people, it's people who are within technology, who know technology, and who are managing technology. So to continue with your question, the one of the main reason that the financial institutions fail is driven out of the strategy and people. And when I say people, it could be starting right from leadership. It could be driven right from skills shortages, or it could be heavy reliance on, when I say IT, it is the technology team. So those are the two main things that drive technology. You asked me questions specifically in technology, but these are the two things that essentially drive technology. And the next piece in when it comes to specifically technology, not ensuring that when the technology transformation is happening, you are acquiring perhaps a technology of today, which is very flexible and adaptable because that is changing very rapidly. You are adopting the newest mechanisms so that the future dependency on people reduces, as well as whether you talk it as artificial intelligence, cloud, and all these technologies are enabled so that the management banks are able to leverage the new world assets, which I say as data, in a very holistic way. So that's what I would define as, when you say technological challenges, there are specific technological challenges, but they're driven by people and they're driven by strategy.
Thank you, Gesh. So, while we speak about tier one banks, they can afford to invest in rebuilding technology and developing new solutions in-house. Smaller banks, where competition is far greater, they simply can't. And with that, there are different challenges in both cases. So what do you think is the business problem associated with data and technology, and what can be done about it?
And you're talking about particularly the smaller institutions, right? Smaller versus large institutions.
Yeah.
And you correctly said that when it comes to large institutions, they do have a large budget. They do have the bandwidth to do things. And when it comes to smaller institutions, the problem is that especially you pointed out data. In the past, they never had the data first. Now, if they get the data from their core banking providers or service providers, they don't know what to do with it. Even if they hire resources, they are not able to keep up with those resources, train those resources. And even if they have human resources, are they equipped to be hands-on on the latest technologies? Today, when you say data, if you're not leveraging AI and the latest and greatest technology on data, you're not going to get the intelligence that you're expecting out of data. And that's where the fintech organizations, large banking providers are at a clear advantage, where they are able to know the customers, build relationship with the customers, where perhaps they don't even have a branch. And it's a new playing field when it comes to technology, and the smaller financial institutions, whether it's community banks, credit unions, need to understand. So what is the solution? The solution is perhaps when you are adopting any new technology, adopt a service provider, adopt a technology that is focusing on giving you an output than just giving you a technology where the burden is on you to actually get it implemented and making it successful. So that, and there are many providers that are providing end-to-end solutions, and that is one way to look after it, so that the smaller institutions can focus on business and depend on the service providers to give the output that they want. Beyond that, there are various thought processes. There have been failures in the past that small financial institutions had to deal with, but I don't think in today's world they have any option but to adopt new technologies in whatever shape and form in an accelerated way to be operational, and that's the only way perhaps to increase revenue as well. Back to you, Kritika.
I agree with you, Yogesh. So, do you have any use case that you could kind of use to support your previous answer?
Absolutely. I'll give you a simple use case. We work with a mid-sized financial services institution. It's a lending service provider or a lending institution who offer maybe payday loans and other loans. And this is how their infrastructure resources was set up, especially for risk and analytics and some of the customer-driven thought leadership that they had. One was all their infrastructure was on premise, and they had started a cloud journey. Some of their infrastructure was in cloud, some of was on premise. Our input suggestion was that put it on one environment. Now, in coordination with Microsoft, they were in Microsoft Azure. We were able to come up with a strategy. We literally did like a complimentary session for them to get them equipped, as well as allow them to understand that you could perhaps have less cost infrastructure in Microsoft Azure. So they did that in Azure. They decided to do it, and we provided end-to-end resources to actually do that implementation for some of their use cases. What was the net result? One is we also showcased that using AI and other technologies, you really don't need to even write code today. A lot of your data can be accessed, manipulated, aggregated without having a single developer writing a code. Today, you have low code, no code concepts that can build the programming, that can build the logic for you without having SQL or other developers. Second thing that we were able to showcase that you can depend on service providers you can use cloud technologies and depend need of the technology institution, reduce the need of the number of developers. In the past, technology was an enabler. Today, technology team perhaps are becoming more of a hindrance, a roadblock, whatever you may want to say, to actually make transformation successful. And that's what we showcase, that business can be empowered, dependency on development can be reduced, data can be leveraged in a much effective and efficient way using AI, and perhaps you can reduce cost significantly, in some cases, more than 50%, as well as write thousands of lines of code with zero developer and with an accelerated manner. So all that we showcase for us for a small or mid-sized financial institution, and I'm pretty confident that every bank, every credit union can take advantage of this. And what we say is, you give us the data, we'll give you the output that you need. And that's what we did at this particular client.
That sounds great, Yogesh. So do you have any closing comments when it comes to technology? Like, we have a couple of things, right? Like, is technology a boon or bane for banks? You mentioned, is it an enabler or disabler for growth? So kind of, can you sum up the topic?
I will sum up with this in this way, Kritika. In 2022, we are going to speak a lot about data and technology that enables data. Today, data can be used not only to get customer intelligence so that revenue can be increased, but data can also be used to reduce costs. And typically, the smaller institutions, credit unions, community banks, and similar organizations do not need to be afraid of data. In fact, they should look at data as an opportunity. They should look at how to monetize it. If they don't know, perhaps reach out to service providers who can tell them how to do it. And the traditional model of maintaining relationships with your customers now will work only with support of data. And that's where we are. 2022, I call it as the year of data. And we are here to help. A lot more discussions coming in the upcoming months, upcoming weeks, with a lot of industry veterans, industry experts. And I look forward for a fantastic data-driven 2022. Our tagline is "Succeed with Data," and that's what we want to do.
Thank you, Yogesh. It was lovely talking to you. And anybody, if y'all have any questions, or if y'all want any topic that we should address, please let us know. And thank you for joining us today. Please don't forget to like, share, and comment if there are any feedbacks. So thank you, Yogesh, again. It's lovely having you here.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.